Right now in Fort Worth, a jury has just completed day one in the punishment phase for Aaron Dean.
After convicting the former police officer of manslaughter, testimony started today that will help determine how long he goes to prison, if at all.
Let's get to Jason Allen. He has been in the courtroom since the very beginning and all day today. He is live from the courthouse now with more. Jason?
Yeah, and Ken, as you know, you've been following it all day. It has been an unpredictable day. We have here at the courthouse had the mayor of Fort Worth and a city councilman brought in and admonished by the judge. We've had people sworn in as witnesses and really taken out of the courtroom. We had a man taken into custody in the courtroom, and that was all outside of the additional testimony in the penalty phase that was at times emotional again today. Aaron Dean was in the courtroom looking different, I'd say, today. He appeared tired this morning after his first night that he has spent in jail, and he sat with little expression for most of the day as witness after witness after witness was talking directly about him. The testimony this morning starting with a psychologist who talked to Dean when he was applying for a job to be a Fort Worth police officer and did not think he was fit for that job.
Because the results had suggested that he had a narcissistic personality style that would inhibit his judgment, decision-making, interpersonal abilities, and would make him more likely to engage in behaviors that could put himself and others at risk.
As evidence of that, the state also brought a woman who in 2004, when she was a student at UT Arlington, filed a simple assault complaint against Dean. They were both teenage students when she said that he wrapped his arms around her, touched her inappropriately. On the other side, a couple of people who knew Dean growing up and in church described him as dependable, intelligent, a leader. That included testimony from Dean's mother, his sister, his brothers, who said that he was smart, a hard worker, definitely somebody who wanted to help people and faithful in carrying out his responsibilities. Outside of testimony today, the judge called the city's mayor, Matty Parker, also city councilman Chris Nettles, into the courtroom today. This was due to statements that they released yesterday after the verdict. Nettles on his own, Parker in combination with kind of a city-wide statement. The judge ordered them both to return next month to a court hearing to decide if this was contempt of court because of the release of those statements, because there is a gag order still in place until the end of the trial, which wouldn't be until the end of this punishment phase, and because Nettles, Ken, is also a sworn witness in this case.
Jason Allen, a lot going on today during the first day one of the punishment phase, as you called it. All right, Jason, thank you very much.